Welcome to Eye with me, Galvin Berkeley. On today's show, we will be discussing the Kansas City, Missouri School District, and we have an update on that, plus Eric West being rehired on the school board, and back being the board president, and as well, the former superintendent, Dr. John Covington, gets questioned on his departure from the Kansas City, Missouri School District. We have this and a lot more ahead on Eye to Eye. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the Kansas City, Missouri School District loses its accreditation. I'm sure this is not new news to you all, but those who are out of Kansas City and haven't been with us for a while, well, you haven't heard the latest news that the Kansas City, Missouri School District will be losing its accreditation on January 1st, 2012. And while this was news that was made weeks back, we've been having technical difficulties and have made a big upgrade into 1080i high definition. So we've been making a lot of changes. So that's why you haven't seen us for the recent announcement in that week that it was made. Excuse me. Now, the Kansas City, Missouri School District loses its provisional accreditation, which we'll go through the timeline and everything like that in just a few minutes. But everyone says that this was a surprise announcement, and I'm going to tell you this is not a surprising announcement. This is something that was in the works by the Kansas City, Missouri School District because they knew they keep on playing. Now, the fiscal responsibility, they got into order, but the academic responsibility, well, not so much. And we have teachers that aren't playing, and we have teachers that are playing in the classrooms. And that kind of performance shouldn't be allowed in the school district. And I'm not saying it's every single teacher that continues not to work hard for its students' sake. So I don't know about it. You know, this announcement is so, what is the word to put to it? It is different. And what I mean by different is not a good different. And the school district will have to work hard to bring those test scores up. And when I mean bring them up, they have to be brought up to a certain level to get back its provisional accreditation or regular full accreditation, which hopefully we can achieve to get in the near future. But I don't count on it because 2 years to get these test scores up is going to be a challenge. Oh yeah, it's going to be a challenge. You didn't hear me. It is going to be a big challenge for the school district to get itself together and these test scores up. Now, will they get it up? I don't know. They're going to have to surprise me on that one. I don't think they will, and we might be facing state accreditation. And we are facing that, matter of fact, which I'll talk about it more briefly here in just a bit. But going through the timeline now, the Kansas City, Missouri School District lost its accreditation in 2000, regaining it only 2 years after in 2002 with a provisional accreditation. Until now, when the announcement was made that the Kansas City, Missouri School District will be losing its accreditation January 1st, 2011. And they have 2 years from that date to get the test scores up, which will be 2014. So what I think about it is that the district has to get itself together. They have to be ready to put good plans to get these test scores up into effect. They cannot be, oh, we're going to wait on this 2 weeks. We're going to wait 4 weeks. We're going to wait 2 months for this. We're not going to pass go. We're not going to collect 200. You need to get this thing together. And you need to be well thought out and let the plan go into action. And let's actually follow through. Now, I'm going to make this comment because I've been reading the polls and I've been reading the comments that people have made on the social networks like Facebook. And I think that there are some people that do not live in the city of Kansas City, Missouri, that their children do not attend this school district. And I, for one, have attended this school district, so I know what I'm talking about. So for some odd reason, why is it that there are some people that got to say whatever it is they got to say, but cannot put proof to what they are saying? And what that means from you all is that there's some people that cannot back up what they say. And they don't live in Kansas City, Missouri. Their children has never attended this school system. And then there are some people that have attended this school system and have some reviews and things to say about the school district, which is fine. I'm not going to go against it, but for those that don't know one eye older, which my grandma would say, don't know one eye older about this school district, need to keep their mouth closed. It's best that you don't say nothing if you don't know nothing about anything. Excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather today, so I do ask that you be patient with me, and I do want to apologize in advance, so I'm sorry about that. Alright, moving on from that, and no bad announcement. The school district has to get itself together, and the parents do too. We cannot afford to keep going down this road. Now, what does this announcement do for you parents? What is it all about? Now, the state of Missouri says, it's a state law that Missouri put into place, that if the Kansas City, Missouri school district loses its accreditation, you can send your kids to any surrounding school district that is around the Kansas City, Missouri school district. In the school district of Kansas City, Missouri will be paying for tuition and transportation costs. So there are some school districts that are facing a problem of placing these kids in their school because their schools are filled up. And some school districts have already made the statements that they cannot place any more students into their schools. It's filled already to the gills. So I don't know how this problem is going to be fixed, and I don't know how it's going to be rectified, but we don't know, and we'll let you know about this story as it develops. Now, the former, now being brought back as board president, Eric West is coming back as the board president. Now, do I agree with this decision that the district has made? No. And I'm not going to go into big detail about it because I'm running out of time. But we might discuss it in the next show. That Eric West shouldn't have been brought back because he decided to leave the school district. He decided to leave the board. So when you decide to leave after that little stunt with Dr. John Covington, and it was a bit too much for you, now you want to come back and make a more challenging thing, then it's time for your butt to stay gone. And I don't mean no harm and feelings, it's just my opinion. And that's what it is. So that's how I feel about it. Now, moving ahead, Dr. John Covington is being questioned on his departure from the school district here of Kansas City, Missouri. And it was questioned that he left prior to the announcement of the Kansas City, Missouri school district losing its accreditation. But this is how he feels, that the accreditation was unfair and it was wrong. Excuse me. And he also stated that the Kansas City, Missouri school district was well better off and was being put into a better position. And this came from Stephen Henderson from the Detroit Free Press. So what I feel about that is that it was kind of suspicious that he left us in a worse condition, but I don't know, folks. I think he left because of the money, and I think he's a problem solver. No intent to make the station WDAF problem solver, but I think he's a problem solver to bring low achieving school districts up at some point, and I think that's what he's tending to do. Now, do I think he... I don't know about this one, folks, but I'll probably have more on this as it develops as well. So we'll keep you updated here on Eye to Eye about these stories and more on the school board. All right, coming up on Eye to Eye, I will have the latest on the Troy Davis case. We'll be right back here on Eye to Eye. This show is brought to you by Church's Chicken. It's chicken cheap. Welcome back, folks, to Eye to Eye. Well, we're going to bring you more serious. This is a more serious story, and this is about the Troy Davis execution case. Now, I do believe that this man was not given a fair chance to prove his innocence, if indeed he was innocent. He was put to death, and no evidence was presented to the people and to him and to his family. Now, I know that the family that thinks that Troy done the crime, and I want to say this to the family: let the man prove his innocence. If there was not any lick of evidence on there, why is it that he had to go on death row? But indeed, this case was in Birmingham, Alabama, and where Alabama is one of the states that has the death penalty, and that's still on the books in that state. So they're working hard to try to get that. I don't really believe that, but they're working hard to get that case, to get the death penalty out of off the books. So we don't know how that's going to work out, and I hope that it works out in the favor that it needs to work out for, obviously. So we want to send our condolences to both families that are affected in this case, to the McPhail family and to the Davis family. And we will show Davis's face at the end of the show. Now, his case was, this guy started in 1989. He was on the death penalty. He was sentenced to the death penalty in 1991, I believe. And since then, it's just always been a trial and error type of deal in his case. And I ask that people Google him up, Troy Davis, obviously, and look up his story and kind of get all the information before you make your opinions. So I looked up his information and did all the things that I needed to do to bring the information to you all and state my position in this type of ordeal. Now, it just don't make any sense that our justice system does not care about the people. And, you know, it's terrible that this man had to go without him proving himself, his innocence. And I think that's pretty much wrong. But I wish the family well in his quest to getting him innocent, if he is indeed innocent. But I am going to say this to wrap it up. God knows who did it. God knows who's innocent and who's guilty. So at the end of the day, God will know who did it. No questions asked. No comments are going to be added on that. So moving on to a lighter issue, to a lighter story rather. Well, I interviewed the cast of Ghetto News, and as they are getting ready to go into production for their show, they stopped by here to the Eye set and talked with me, and this is what they had to say. We'll be right back with my final word and also more details. From Eye to Eye, we're interviewing two wonderful people that you see on the screen there, but they are here because they have a show coming out, and what you see in the blue is Terrence Akins, and what you see in the red is Tara Akins. Now, you might say that they are similar, but we'll get to that in just a bit. Now, what is this show that you are bringing out?
The show is called Ghetto News. Ghetto News is about regular news, but with a twist to it. It's not just going to be serious, it's going to be quite fun.
And what is it all about, just to summarize it up?
Ghetto News is about, you know, regular reporting in the news, but we have some reporters who are very just out there and ridiculous, and it's kind of quite funny.
And what are the characters on Ghetto News?
We have a few characters like Lalisa Lopez. She's our Spanish girl. She comes from the hood or whatever. She works at a La Taco part-time. And so her character is pretty funny. Then we have a character called Bryce. He's a very feminine guy. He wears a bandana on his head. He thinks he's
I'm laughing, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's pretty funny because these are people you would never guess to be news reporters, and there they are reporting people. They're rude. But
wouldn't they be stereotyping?
Yes and no, but I think that's what would be funny about it because it's not every day you see a black guy with a bandana on his head saying, "Oh my goodness," like stuff like that. It's not every day you see a gangster Latina on there reporting, threatening to kill somebody after she's getting done reporting. So it's pretty funny to me.
Yeah, that's a different twist on the news, because here on Eye to Eye we cover serious topics and we talk about it, but we don't go into like a regular newscast like all the others in town do. I mean, we try to put a different spread towards news. And that's what I think y'all going to do with this show. It's going to be more funny than my show. But
well, I mean, your show covers on what everybody needs to know. Our show, you know, it tells people what they need to know, but yet, you know, we have a funny twist on it. We report stories that need to be reported, and then report stories that are just ridiculous.
Now, are you related? You, Tara?
Yes.
Related? You, Terrence?
Yes. We are brother and sister. We are twins.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, but they are. And they are related to me because they are my cousins. So it's an honor for them to be on my show, and I'll be on their show.
It really is an honor. I mean, I'm glad that I get to work with my twin brother and my cousin. You guys are awesome. And there's one character that I have to mention. Is we have to do it different. I'll call her Karaoke. But she's a great character. I'm not gonna tell you who plays her, but like she's a great reporter, and I just hope you guys like it, and you guys will crack up on it.
Well, when can we see this show? Where is it going to be on? Is it going to be on YouTube like our show is now?
The show is mainly going to be on YouTube, nothing mainstream, but it's going to be on YouTube. We're going to try to come out with at least 10 episodes the first season to see if we can get it off the ground, and hopefully we'll get to a second season. And
as well, you can possibly, we're working on a deal to where your show could be on mrgalvin.webs.com. We're working on it. I didn't tell y'all that. I was holding that, but we're working on it because I think y'all got something going on that's good. And that pretty much concludes. I'm on the show, by the way. So you'll be seeing me on the show, but don't think I'm just going to quit Eye to Eye, even though I do have an important announcement to make on the show later on, so you might want to stay tuned. I thank you both for coming on Eye to Eye. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to seeing the first show. And of course, you can catch Eye to Eye on YouTube.com. Now, is there a specific channel that's going to be on?
No specific channel. We're in production right now, so we should be out by the middle of November and December, and we're going to have a couple episodes for the people to watch to see if they enjoy it. And if they enjoy it, we get good comments on it, we'll keep doing it, for as long as we can.
And of course, you can also see when the show gets up and running on the Mr. G channel, which is on youtube.com as well. We're going to also provide that resource as well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's my final word. Well, the Kansas City, Missouri School District is undergoing so many terrible news that the charter schools are getting praise right now, and that is that the charter schools here in Kansas City, some of them anyway, are getting better praise than the school district. University Academy is raising its test scores, and it's not under accreditation. Alta La Vista is getting their kids prepared for college, and some of them are getting into college. So we want to wish those charter schools, and more of them which we can share with you, that are doing good progress. We want to wish you, excuse me. Now at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, you will see the Super 25 football teams, high school football teams rather, and that is brought to you by Metro Sports. You can catch all the fall high school football on Metro Sports. So just watch the fall football on Metro Sports. Thank you all for watching Eye to Eye with me, Galvin Berkeley. We'll see you back here next week, and don't forget to have your Eye to Eye conversation. Have a good day, everyone.